Chapter 9. The care and feeding of fans. You've got a website, a Facebook page, and a Twitter account. You are feeding all of them on a regular basis with new, interesting, and engaging content. But do you know whether doing so is helping you at all? What do customers think of what you are publishing and sharing? In addition to creating content, you are also building a community of fans and customers around you. It's critical to take care of your community by listening and responding to them when appropriate. Recall the steps to building a campfire. What happens when you ignore a fire for too long? It either burns out or burns out of control. Neither is what you want. Setting up a listening dashboard. Listening is one of life's most important skills. If you have kids, you know how often you have to tell them that they need to listen closely. The last thing you want your community and customers to think is that you lack listening skills. Luckily, you have various listening tools at your disposal to help you pay attention to your audience. As with many things online, free and premium paid tools of varying quality are available. We are going to focus on a few free ones, because the premium services constantly add new features and require investigation by you to determine which feature set is appropriate for your needs and budget. Having a central location for coordinating your listening efforts is important to success. That location is your listening dashboard, which may simply consist of a new folder in your RSS reader, if you use one or an entirely different setup. Google Reader. You have many options in RSS readers. Google Reader is one of the most popular, and it's easy to set up. If you have an information technology ed department, ask them what they recommend and support, so that you can get help from them if you need it. Don't have an ed department? Did you just laugh at that notion of having one? Then consider signing up for a free Google Reader account, which will give you all the features you need. It's essential to figure out and begin using right away. Whichever RSS reader you use, you'll want to fill it with the feeds and searches that make sense to you. More about that in a bit. Google Alerts. This service allows you to enter search terms, phrases, and URLs into a profile. Google will then email you whenever its search engine indexes something new on the web that matches your search. At a minimum, you should set up searches for your company name, your website URL, any major product names you have, and perhaps your name, or if you work for a company, executives' names. You'll have the option to adjust the settings to have the emails arrive either immediately, as Google finds a match, or in a daily digest. You can mix and match options for each search, and it is up to you to determine what frequency is optimal for your needs. Also consider setting up alerts for your competitors and the industries you work in as daily digests. These are not as critical as the searches that directly concern you, but they will help you stay on top of what is going on around you. Search. Twitter Calm. Twitter search function allows you to key in a word or phrase to see all mentions of that word or phrase by anyone on Twitter in the previous 2 weeks. This is a great way to get a quick snapshot of what people are saying about you or your product, but it's not the most powerful use of this tool. After you perform a search, on the results screen in the upper right you'll see a mention of subscribing to a feed of that search. You'll want to copy that URL and add it to your listening dashboard so that any new search results thereafter show up automatically. You won't have to come back to the site every few days to see whether anything is new. Don't get discouraged if your searches don't turn up any results right away. With all the new content you'll be creating, that will soon change. Relevant blogs. No matter what your business is, there are likely blogs out there that you should be reading, those that cover your industry or are otherwise relevant. Add them to your listening dashboard so that you can stay current on what is going on around you. Of course, all of these methods focus on social media and people who might be talking about you but are not contacting you directly. For those who are ready to contact you directly, though, be sure to offer options for doing so on your site and social media profiles. Provide a detailed Contact Us page on your site that clearly lays out all the ways someone can get in touch with you: phone numbers, email addresses, mailing addresses, Twitter handles, and so on. Don't leave someone confused about the best way to contact you. Does that sound like obvious advice? You'd be surprised how often it is overlooked. Responding quickly, and with sincerity. How you respond to a potential customer or an upset current customer is critical. You should begin thinking about it right now, before either situation actually happens. Although there are innumerable scenarios that you might be confronted with, the following sections highlight some common types of people you might encounter. Any response, by the way, should occur quickly. How quickly? As quickly as you reasonably can. Commenters. Almost every piece of content you create, from the video showcasing your latest speech to the blog post about your new product rollout, has the possibility of generating comments. Show your community that you not only read their comments but also appreciate them. Be sure that at least once a day you read through your comments and respond to them individually. Sometimes that response will be a simple thank you to someone. Often, though, a question will be asked, or something said that you'll want to respond to more substantively. In both cases, and really with anything you write online, be sure to reread your response before hitting the publish button. Passives. Once your listening dashboard is set up, and you begin to be more active online, you are sure to cross paths with people who might be perfect customers for you. They haven't actually come to you yet, and they may not even know about you, but they might have posted something on Twitter or another social site, such as, "I'm looking for a new cheese grater," and you, as it happens, sell cheese graters with a comfort grip handle. When that happens, be careful that what you say or do does not come off too aggressive, so as to scare them off. Be direct and helpful, but don't dive in with a hard sell. Take a softer approach. Let them know that you saw that they were looking online and that what you offer might be a good fit. Then tell them how they can get in touch with you to get more information. You've now shown them that you are listening, that you are trying to be a part of the community, and you have given them a clear path to your door. You've done your part, and the next move is up to them. Trolls. No longer does the term troll refer to angry creatures that live under bridges in children's fairy tales. Today, trolls are people who get a misplaced sense of accomplishment from stirring up trouble online. Urban Dictionary Com. defines online troll as one who posts a deliberately provocative message to a news group or message board with the intention of causing maximum disruption and argument. You can spot trolls because they say things that have little to do with the topic at hand, in the hope of getting people to focus on them rather than on the discussion. Never feed the trolls. As hard as it may be, do not respond to them, do not acknowledge them in any way. Passionates. You might hear the word passionate and imagine rabid fans and ambassadors. But keep in mind that angry people can be passionate, too. More than one business has been confronted with a passionate consumer, who has written an anger-fueled blog post attacking the brand's product. Someone who is willing to write, I post is also likely to write, am overly positive one, if you can address and resolve the problem at hand. Social networks amplify, people increasingly realize they have a megaphone online, and will use it to be heard. You won't be able to fix every problem that customers run across, but at a minimum you must respond to let them know that you're listening. If you don't know whether your response might be appropriate, you might discuss it with your legal or public relations team. But that said, it's key to not sound like a lawyer or a flack. Be sincere and honest. Let the customers know that you are glad they expressed their frustration, because now you can make improvements. Assure an irate customer that you both want the same thing, a seamless customer experience. So 1. Apologize for the malfunction or disappointment, and 2. Thank the customer for bringing the issue to your attention so that the business can make this right, and help future customers avoid the same frustration. As quickly as possible, take the discussion offline, away from a public forum. Of course, the same approach applies when the passion is positive. If you give passionates a form letter response of thanks, they may view you as insincere. Offer a heartfelt thank you and let them know how much you appreciate their kind words. These are the people to get know better, because they could quickly become some of your best customers and even more important, your biggest advocates online.